Welcome back to Legacy Contracts, and if this is your first time here, we're glad you found us. This channel exists for attorneys who sense that something beneath the surface of their firm isn't quite working, even if it's hard to name. Here, we look beyond surface-level efficiency and into the invisible systems shaping how your firm operates, serves clients, and sustains growth. Through practical insight and honest conversation, we help bring clarity to what's often overlooked, so you can lead with intention, not assumption. If you're interested in building a law firm that's not just functional but thoughtfully designed, you're in the right place. Let's begin. As law firms grow, most managing partners expect new challenges, more clients, more staff, more cases, more moving parts. What many do not expect is that growth itself can expose weaknesses in the systems that once worked perfectly well. A process that worked for a three-person team often struggles when the firm grows to 10 people. A communication method that felt efficient with a small caseload can quickly become overwhelming as volume increases. The result is something many managing partners experience but struggle to describe. The firm is growing. The work is getting done, but everything feels harder than it should. Today, we're discussing 5 warning signs that your law firm may be outgrowing its systems. These signs often appear long before a major operational problem occurs, making them some of the most valuable indicators a leader can recognize. Warning sign number 1. The same questions keep coming back. Every firm answers questions. That is normal. The concern arises when the same questions repeatedly find their way back to leadership. Questions like, who is handling this? Can I move forward? Has this been approved? What is the next step? When the same questions appear over and over, the issue is usually not the people asking them. The issue is often that ownership, authority, or documentation is unclear. Strong systems reduce uncertainty. Weak systems require constant clarification. If leadership continues answering the same questions month after month, there may be a structural issue worth investigating. Warning sign number 2, everything requires your approval. This is one of the most common patterns we see. The managing partner becomes the approval point for nearly everything. Client communication, invoices, internal decisions, administrative issues, vendor purchases, staff concerns. At first, this can feel like good leadership. Over time, it becomes an operational bottleneck. The more decisions that depend on one person, the slower the organization becomes. Growth requires decision-making capacity. When every decision flows through leadership, capacity eventually reaches its limit. If your absence causes work to stop, your firm may be outgrowing its current structure. Warning sign number 3, work depends on memory. Many firms operate on memory longer than they realize. Someone remembers to send the follow-up. Someone remembers to update the client. Someone remembers to review the invoice. Someone remembers to check the deadline. The problem is not that people forget. The problem is that memory was never designed to function as a workflow management system. As volume increases, relying on memory becomes increasingly risky. Stable firms create systems that support consistency regardless of how busy the day becomes. If critical tasks are regularly dependent on individual memory, it may be time to strengthen the underlying process. Warning sign number 4, problems keep returning. Have you ever solved an issue only to encounter the same issue a few months later? Many firms experience this cycle. A communication breakdown occurs. The immediate problem gets fixed. Several months pass. Then the same breakdown happens again. The issue is rarely the specific event itself. More often, the firm addressed the symptom without addressing the underlying cause. True operational improvement requires looking beyond the immediate problem and examining the structure that allowed it to happen. When problems repeatedly return, the system is often asking for attention. Warning sign number 5, leadership capacity keeps shrinking. This final sign may be the most important. Many managing partners gradually become trapped in a cycle of reaction, responding to emails, answering questions, approving decisions, putting out fires, solving problems. Over time, leadership spends less time leading and more time maintaining. The work continues. The firm grows, but strategic thinking becomes increasingly difficult. When leadership capacity consistently shrinks, it often indicates that responsibilities are flowing upward instead of being supported by systems. Growth becomes difficult when the people responsible for guiding the future are consumed by managing the present. The real issue. What's important to understand is that these warning signs are rarely isolated. They tend to work together. Repeated questions create approval bottlenecks. Approval bottlenecks increase leadership involvement. Increased involvement reduces capacity. Reduced capacity makes it harder to improve systems. The cycle continues. This is why operational strain often feels so difficult to solve. The visible problem is rarely the only problem. There is usually a deeper structural pattern underneath. The good news is that these warning signs can be identified early. In fact, the earlier they are identified, the easier they are to address. Most law firms do not struggle because their people lack effort. Most struggle because growth has outpaced the system supporting that growth. The goal is not perfection. The goal is clarity, clear ownership, clear authority, clear accountability, clear visibility, protected leadership capacity, because stable firms are not built by accident. They are built intentionally. If you found this video helpful, subscribe to the channel for more insights on legal operations, leadership, and sustainable law firm growth. And ask yourself this question: which of these 5 warning signs is showing up most often inside your firm right now? We hope today's insight helped bring clarity to something that may have been operating quietly in the background of your firm. Progress doesn't always start with doing more. It often starts with seeing more clearly. Law firms aren't built overnight. They're shaped by the decisions you make once the invisible becomes visible. This is Legacy Contracts, and until next time, keep leading with clarity.